There was a time when $100,000 felt like something. A number with gravitas. You'd say it slowly, savoring each syllable. $100,000. People would nod. A mortgage would tremble. A sports car would materialize. Life, as they say, would be good. That time is over. But don't worry, everything is fine. According to a 2023 CNBC survey, more than half of Americans, 52%, say they'd need at least $100,000 a year to feel financially comfortable. Isn't that charming? The number that was once the finishing line is now just the starting pistol. What used to symbolize financial freedom is now keeping people stressed about making ends meet, which is a perfectly reasonable outcome and definitely not a sign of anything troubling whatsoever. The American dream, that warm, fuzzy arrangement involving a house, a car, a couple of kids, a dog, and the reasonable expectation of not dying broke, is becoming increasingly expensive. A report from Go Banking Rates, using the sensible 50-30-20 budgeting framework, calculated exactly how much a family of 4 needs to own a home, a car, and a pet in each U.S. state. The results were illuminating. All 50 states require more than $100,000 annually, with 38 states requiring more than $140,000. All 50. Every single one. Even the cheap ones. So congratulations. Your 6-figure salary now qualifies you to be financially stressed in any state you choose. The freedom to struggle, coast to coast. Clinical psychologist Sabrina Romanoff explains that the benchmark of a 6-figure salary used to be the gold standard income, the tipping point of finally earning a disposable income and building savings, spending based on wants, not just needs. Key phrase there, used to be. Much like fax machines, the confidence of a new homeowner, and the notion that your retirement savings will be enough, that era has passed gracefully into history. The housing situation deserves its own moment of quiet contemplation. In 2000, $100,000 would have the purchasing power of $175,000 today, according to wealth strategist Nicole Gopoyan-Wyrick. Read that again. The same number that your parents or grandparents may have considered genuinely wealthy now represents a 43% discount on what it once was. You haven't lost money. The money has simply lost its ambition. Then there's debt, which has gamely stepped in to fill the void where income growth used to live. Student loan debt reached an all-time high of $1.77 trillion in early 2023, and Americans collectively owe $1.13 trillion on their credit cards. Economists have noted, with admirable restraint, that debt growth has become a substitution for income growth. This is a polite way of saying that millions of people are financing the lifestyle that wages were supposed to provide, and paying interest on the difference. A stunning innovation. Truly, we live in an age of miracles. The wage picture is, if anything, even more cheerful. Wages haven't kept up with the cost of living by and large for the last 50 years or so, as senior economist Elise Gould of the Economic Policy Institute explained. 50 years. Half a century of slow, polite divergence between what things cost and what people earn, and yet the $100,000 benchmark kept its gleaming reputation untarnished, like a trophy in a trophy case that nobody has checked on in decades. Perhaps the most remarkable detail of all is this. Approximately 42% of those with household income of more than $100,000 report being behind on buy now, pay later payments. 6-figure earners. Behind on buy now, pay later. The financial innovation specifically invented for people who cannot afford something has now colonized the upper middle class household budget. We have truly achieved something historic. So why, in plain terms, doesn't $100,000 feel like it used to? Here it is, stripped of irony. Prices for the big things, housing, childcare, healthcare, and education, have risen dramatically faster than wages have over the past 5 decades. Inflation quietly chips away at what each dollar buys every single year, meaning the number on your paycheck stays the same while its power silently shrinks. The $100,000 that felt lavish in 2000 simply isn't the same $100,000 today. It has less muscle, less reach, less future in it. When you add student debt, the disappearance of pensions, and the relentless rise of housing costs, a salary that once suggested abundance now mostly covers the basics, if you're lucky with your zip code. The number hasn't changed, only everything it buys has. Congratulations on your 100 grand. Spend it quickly.